I've recently been infatuated with mutants, and I started watching the X-Men '97 show, which I think is really good. It's on Disney Plus. Highly recommend. Some of the voice actors are a little bit off, but who cares really? It's really good. Being mutant to me means you're unique. While humans are unique in appearance and some are our genetics, because we take it from our mom and our dad and mash it together, see what happens. Each mutant has a unique power. While these powers aren't always completely original, they are unique to each one. Some powers are genetic ones, like Scott, and I can't remember what his brother's name is, but Scott's brother. And while others are completely unique, like I don't know anyone who has Glob Herman's power. To me, being a completely useless mutant is better than being the most interesting human.
I would give up so much to have a power, even if it is just like Glob Herman's.
While many people talk about what the perfect power set is, I'm here to talk about why it would be more than okay to have a useless power. While humans themselves don't like mutants, that's actually what strengthens mutants' connection. There are safe havens like the X-Mansion and Genosha that feel like home to any mutant who goes there. Some may argue that these places are unsafe due to the possibility of mass attack. I argue, however, that the diversity of mutants makes it far too safe. One sentinel pops up and there's not a single strong mutant, like, the likelihood of there not being even one with a good power, or like, I think telekinesis is really, really common. So you're telling me there's not one that can like lift stuff up and throw it at something, or like there's not to cross-reference, but in Guardians of the Galaxy there's literally like a dog who can move things with his mind. Like you're telling me not a single mutant is on an island or a school full of them? Like, I don't think so. And then even if it is like the Sentinels from Days of Future Past, like they take powers. Like you're telling me that if like 100 mutants, like even just 20, swarmed one guy, he'd find one power to overtake them all? I don't think so. And furthermore, each island has its own like defender. Like Genosha, the leader is Magneto. Like I know in the episode that I'm watching right now, the island is literally attacked and like a lot of people are killed. But at the same time, Loki they won. Like there were a lot of sacrifices, but Loki they won. And more than like the X Mansion literally has the X Men. Like in I don't remember what movie it was, but the one where Stryker comes and takes uh, everyone because he's like Master Wolverine or whatever. He literally like they literally go save the kids. Like they're fine. I don't think anyone died, and I think they actually gained a few members from that. Like these places are far safer for mutants than like regular places are for mutants, or a lot of regular places for humans aren't just getting hunted in the movies and shows and comics. Like maybe like the bad ones are, like Stryker or I don't know what his name is, but the weird guy with the weird name. But I don't understand. Like most places are safer for mutants than they are for humans. And a lot, like the places for mutants are safer for mutants, and they're safe havens for mutants. So there isn't any safe havens for humans. My favorite part about the mutant communities is the found family aspect. Like you go and like you find family because they were all abandoned, and it's basically like they're all like basically just orphaned because their family just like hates them because they're mutants. And in I think it was one of the first episodes before Storm lost her powers in X-Men '97. Um, she literally like calls Jean like her sister, like sisterhood. Like I know that's also like a reference to just girls being friends, but it's like a sisterhood thing, like sisterhood, like sister. You feel me? But blood may be thicker than water. But when your connections outside of that blood become your family, the strength of steel is stronger than blood. Have you ever heard of how when a group of people are prosecuted against, they grow stronger, more unified, and are able to stand up to their oppressors? Well, I don't believe any human should suffer. Obviously, I'm human myself. That strength is what brings the mutants closer together and more family-like. If you've ever taken any class that has to do with the mind, you've probably heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a pyramid that Maslow and many other psychologists believe symbolize motivation and their needs. Physiological needs are the first on the bottom, and that's like food, water, shelter. Safety needs also has to do with shelter, but also the feeling of safe. And then social needs, socializing, having friends, self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, obviously. And self-actualization is the like reaching. It's like the highest point in the pyramid. It's where you feel like you've reached your purpose. And I talked about assuming that you're in a community of mutants, you're gonna have your physiological needs met. And social needs, you're in a colony, like you're gonna be social, and your self-esteem, no matter, like if you have a terrible power, like maybe you'll get bullied by the people like that are younger, but the adults of the group do their best to support you no matter how useless like your power is. Like there's a kid who I can't remember what his name is, but he literally blows up, like that's his whole power, he can blow up once. And the mutant professor, like Professor X, does his best to like support him. I know he dies, and I know he's dead prior to X-Men '97, but I know Scott would do the same. Scott and Wolverine would do it in his own way, but whatever, you know. And with your self-actualization, like if you have good powers, obviously you're gonna want to help people, and that's gonna help you feel like you're doing your max. But if you're not, don't have a good power, being a part of that, being a part of the colony, you can support other people like mentally and just be there for people, you know. Like it's not like obviously the most fulfilling, but it'll still be fulfilling, you know. And then you can live as yourself. Like it's not like you have to hide your powers all the time and stuff. And I can't see how humans, we have our needs met as easily as mutants in a colony. Like if you think about it, like you can't just work a 9 to 5 or you go to college and then work a different like 9 to 5. Like there isn't really super fulfilling work that's easily accessible. I don't know, whatever. I've already referenced X-Men '97 a few times, but the opening scenes of Genosha show just how diverse the island is. And I believe in X-Men there are a few scenes like the kid blinking and it changes the channel in the X Mansion, and that's the same one that Stryker attacks in that I was talking about earlier. But there's the scene where Iceman freezes the water and then he freezes ice skates onto his feet. Like that's really cool, and it shows like the diversity of just the powers and how unique they can be. Like I don't know of anyone else who has ice powers. And then in Deadpool and Wolverine, you look at Professor X's sister that separated at birth. She has different powers than Charles does, even though they're twins. Like just the uniqueness of power. It's not just like your genetics. I think it's also just pure chance. And these scenes where they show like a lot of different powers at once, or flips of different powers here and there, it really showcases like the diversity and different viewpoints of powers. And I know the likelihood of getting a cool power like Wolverine's healing factor or his claws or like anything that's like cool primal, like any of the X-Men's powers, I know those are like the likelihood of getting those is extremely rare. But even like a weird simple power, like I can float an object like an inch off the ground, or like translucent skin would be pretty cool to be honest. Or I can't remember what her name is. Marrow, her power is really cool. Her bones grow really long, or just like perfect power set. In a perfect world, I'd get flight and invulnerability. That'd be perfect. That'd be gas. But the likelihood of actually getting them is super rare. And it'd be cool to get a cool one, but it'd also be really cool to get a lame one. Like I wouldn't be the happiest about it, but it'd make me part of the mutant race, you know? And I want to step away from why I want a power and why I'd want to be part of the mutant community, and step towards why I'd want to be part of the species. I'm sure we've all heard of Neanderthals, and just in case you haven't, they were a relative of Homo sapiens, which is us, and essentially we out-evolved them. Not through, like, murder or brute strength, but through adaptation. There are many theories about how our differences enabled us to surpass them, but the one that I want to relate directly to Homo superior, which is the mutants, and Homo sapien, which is us, is that there was a change in a key enzyme that gives us, as Homo sapiens, an edge over Neanderthals. When it comes to Homo superior, which is mutants, there was an X gene that changed in them and gave them their unique abilities or powers. One small change can set your species apart from the close relatives. While I'm not saying mutants definitely will overtake humans in numbers and will eventually be dominant in the majority, I'm definitely suggesting that it is possible, even without a conflict or mass extinction event. But the main reason I'm including this comparison is because being a part of the mutants means that you're part of that genetic change, even if your power sucks. My main point is that being a mutant isn't about power or even the look. It's about the difference between you and humans and the community around them, as well as the plain fact that the mutants are an evolution or mutation from humans, and who knows what species will be dominant on the planet in a few centuries. And I want to circle back to how I said that Homo sapiens did not, in fact, murder all of Neanderthals, and I'm not saying that's what the mutants will do to the humans, because most of them have empathy and they're not bad people. And I am saying that the mutant gene is unpredictable, and assuming that humans and mutants will have children together, mutants might grow in numbers to surpass humans sometime in the next few centuries. Thank you for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. End the video.